An anti-inflammatory diet is the #1 diet you can follow and no one is talking about it. It's the #1 diet that I recommend in my clinic because it's easy to follow, it will dramatically improve your quality of life, and it will decrease your risk of getting disease. So let me show you exactly how to follow an anti-inflammatory diet. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and all of us want to stay healthy for a lifetime. So one of the things we want to do is start focusing on lowering inflammation in our body. Because when inflammation becomes chronic, it leads to disease. And some of the top diseases that most people are facing today that are due to a chronic inflammatory issue are going to be diseases like cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and fatty liver disease. And when you look at these 4 diseases, you'll quickly realize these are the top 4 diseases people face. Also, there's a high likelihood that you could become a statistic. So how do we overcome that and start doing the right things to take care of our body so we don't fall into this trap? Well, first, let's go ahead and talk about the foods that we shouldn't eat, the foods that we should eat, and then also one of the ways to stop pain in your body for good. Now, let's start with down here, and this is sugar, okay? One of the things about sugar is sugar has become highly processed, okay? We're thinking high fructose corn syrup, we're thinking about all the bleached white sugars out there. Sugar has become highly processed and also overconsumed by way too many people, feeding an inflammatory issue in your body. So first thing we want to do is make sure we go sugar-free. We also want to cut out the processed foods from our diet. You have to understand that it's estimated that over 50% of people are eating directly from processed foods every single day, meaning that you're eating artificial ingredients, artificial flavorings, artificial dyes, things that are synthetic, made in a lab. They're not even real, and they're not even probably safe for human consumption. And the fact is you're consuming it every single day. So processed foods are a big no-no. And the other thing is empty calories. And when you think of empty calories, you're thinking of something you're consuming that has high calorie but yet no nutritional value. Think of sodas and candies and a lot of the foods out there today. Now, we also want to stay away from junk carbs. This is a big problem with the average person consuming over 350 grams of carbohydrates per day. It's spiking your blood sugar, and unfortunately, these carbs aren't quality. They lack nutritional value. We're thinking, starting your morning off with a bleached flour bagel and then having a sandwich in the afternoon with lots of bread and eating pastas and pizzas at night, right? We're eating way too many carbohydrates, but also in the form of very low nutrient density carbohydrates. So we want to start cutting the junk carbs out. And we'll talk about, of course, what to eat in just a second. And then also we want to start removing bad fats. Bad fats are in everything today. We want to start reading labels and watching out for all the different seed oils out there that are not good for your health. Cut the bad fats out and stay away from the standard American diet. If you look at the standard American diet, it focuses on high carbohydrate, low quality carbohydrate. It's not good for you, okay? So the further you move from that and the closer you move to following an anti-inflammatory diet, the better you will feel. And what I'll do too is I'll put a link in the description below to a download that has a free beginner's guide to help you start following an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, let's talk about what to eat, because this is obviously the most important part, and that is going to be vegetables, okay? And when we consume vegetables, we really want to stick to our cruciferous vegetables. We're thinking kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, peppers. We want to really eat these nutrient-dense vegetables that offer the most nutrients to our body. And you can steam these to make it easier for you to digest, and they're really good. All you gotta do is put some butter and salt on them. So lots of good vegetables, lots of good proteins, okay? And this is the core of an anti-inflammatory diet. We're looking at grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chickens. We're looking at eating good, healthy, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring. All of those are really good quality sources of protein. You can get into the wild game meats. You can get into a lot of good, healthy proteins out there that will dramatically improve your health. Let's talk about fats, okay? Fats are very important. When we consume fats, we're thinking olive oil, coconut oil. We're thinking ghee, butter. We're even thinking tallow, okay? These are all good forms of fats that are healthy for you. And then our carbohydrates, this is important. Our carbohydrates should come from micronutrient-dense fruits and also micronutrient-dense vegetables like the ones we just talked about. And so our carbs shouldn't be coming from a whole bunch of pastas and breads and pizzas and all those things. Our carbs should be coming from foods that are actually going to nourish our bodies, okay? And whenever we're thinking fruits, we want to really stick to the most micronutrient dense fruits, and that's going to be your blueberries, your strawberries, your raspberries, your blackberries. All the berries are going to be the lowest glycemic fruit, so it's the lowest sugar, but also the most micronutrient dense. And those are the foods we want to eat. Now, here's the thing is when you start lowering inflammation in your body, one of the things you're going to notice is that pain goes away. Okay, this is how you stop pain in your body, because inflammation equals pain. That inflammation goes to your joints, they hurt. If that inflammation goes to anywhere in your body, it can start eroding that area. And so this is why things like arthritis will erode the joint. Inflammation goes to the joint, starts to break it down. And anybody who's feeling widespread chronic pain in their body, you're really going to want to start thinking about how do I lower inflammation? And you do it by following a non-inflammatory diet. And what I'll do too is I'll put a link in the description below to a really good herbal supplement that I use. It's the #1 supplement that I use in my clinic for fighting inflammation. It works so good. People start taking it. They say, hey, my pain reduced. I feel better. So that is also very helpful. It has a whole bunch of non-inflammatory herbs, and it helps you stay off of the painkillers and all the other things that are really not serving you well, wrecking your liver and your kidneys. So check that out. And then of course, start implementing this diet today. Get the free download, and this will be your #1 source for improving your overall health and preventing disease. I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and if you like this video, I think you'll like this one next.